Hey everybody, it's Taylor here again. I know in my last video I said I'll be making a lot more videos. Well, that was 6 months ago and I haven't made any yet. So, I'm here, I'm making a video, and I apologize. So I know in my last video when I introduced my Mk7.5 Golf R, I was talking about my wheel setup that I wanted to do for the next summer season, and I said I was going to sell my Neuspeed RSC 102s. Well, plans changed and I actually hung on to those wheels. Basically, it's a small market. I didn't want to wait around to sell them forever, and then I didn't want to spend another $2,000 on a different set of wheels. So I decided to hang on to them because they're a good wheel and they're in great condition, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. I just wanted to change it up, but I actually decided not to. So instead of changing up my wheels, I actually changed up my suspension setup, and it kind of gave the car a whole new look in my opinion. One of the things that always did bug me about the Golf R was its ride height. It sat a little bit too high for me, and then with the aftermarket wheels on there, it just wasn't an ideal look in my opinion. So what I did was I went ahead and I did some lowering springs, but I knew that if I was going to lower the car, I was definitely going to rub, because RSC 102s that I have are 19x9s, and I do have a 245/35/19 tire on there. So stock height, it was fine. I never rubbed once. I don't track the car, that's a disclaimer, but on aggressive street driving and daily potholes and bumps and whatever you see on your daily commute, I've never rubbed in that car stock height with that wheel setup. So I definitely recommend it if you don't want to lower your car. It works great for that. So for my lowering springs, I went with Whiteline. Now, the reason I went with Whiteline is because I found a great deal on a set that a guy had that was brand new. And there was not much information out there about them, so I was a little bit skeptical, but they retail around $250 and I got a great deal at $150 for a brand new set. So I figured, what the heck, let me try them out. It's not that expensive, and so far I'm pretty impressed. It's about a 20mm drop, and I really like it. It's pretty much the perfect ride height in my opinion. So I definitely recommend these springs. I know there's really not that much information out there about them, but I will say, in my opinion, I'm pretty impressed. Otherwise, you know, there's the popular APR and VWR and iBox springs, but no, I'm pretty happy with my decision. So for the camber mounts, I went the Superpro fixed camber mounts. The reason I went with these is because, well, I'm never going to adjust them, so fixed is fine with me. And there's really only two good fixed options for camber mounts for the Mk7, and that's 034 Motorsport and Superpro. And the Superpros I also got an awesome deal on from a guy on the forum, brand new in the box. So that's why I picked those. I think 034 and Superpro are probably equivalent. They both add the same amount of camber. Superpro adds -1.4 degrees. So the stock Mk7 comes around -1.1. So you add the -1.4 and you're right around -2.5 on the front end. And then when I did lower, after the car was lowered and had it aligned, the rear also came in around -2.5 as well. So I'm basically sitting -2.5 at all four corners, which I think is a great look. And this is the perfect setup if you want to run a little bit wider wheel, 19x9, and a little bit wider tire, 245/35. I think the next move for me is going to be to try maybe a 255. I think I can fit it without rubbing. I think I can fit the 255 without rubbing. I know there's been a guy on the forum who runs a 265/30, and he's fine, but a 255/35 is definitely going to be a little bit taller than that and almost just as wide. So that's going to be a tight squeeze. We'll see if I actually go for it, but I've got a little bit of life left in these 245s, so I'm going to run them down and then make the decision when the time comes. Let me show you a little bit with more detail on this fitment. So, as you can see here, you can see the camber. So it's -2.5 degrees. It pokes a little bit at the bottom and flushes out, and then comes in a little bit at the top. So there's definitely a little bit of room here, maybe a finger, but I think there's going to be some room, a little bit of room for more meat in the future if I so choose. And here's the rears, sitting at -2.5 as well. I'll post the exact alignment chart. I believe it's a little bit off, maybe -2.3, or I can't remember, but it's in that region. Now, even if you don't want to go with the super aggressive wheel and tire setup, and you do want to lower your car, or you don't want to lower your car, I do recommend Camber Plates. It's sharpened up the front end a lot, and it drives a lot better, and it tracks just as well. And I don't think that my tire wear is going to be too much of an issue with the extra camber, so we'll see how that goes. That's my only real concern, but so far it's been great, and I daily drive this car most of the time, and I've never rubbed with it with this setup, but I've had this on for the car about maybe 2 or 3 months now, since the end of spring. So yeah, it's the best setup in my opinion. It's pretty aggressive, it looks great. It's unique. Not many people are running this sort of a style of setup, and it's super easy to install. It is a bit of a pain in the ass on your first try if you're doing the 2x4 method to install the springs, but once you do the second side, it's so much easier. So I would definitely recommend it. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment, and maybe I can address them in another video, or I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, I did buy a truck that has not been on the channel yet. It is a 2006 Toyota Tundra Access Cab with a 4.7. I actually got this truck from Texas, and maybe I'll make some videos about this if you guys are interested. So just let me know what you guys are thinking, and if you want to see more of it, then yeah, I will be glad to make some videos about it. But until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I promise this time I actually mean it. I will make some more videos sometime. See you guys later.